When I grew up, I was not writing, when someone was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I did not write nonprofit CEO. Okay? That
Really?
was not
That
a
wasn't
thing.
your childhood
That
dream?
was
You didn't play
not
nonprofit
a
CEO after
thing. I didn't
after
even know.
school?
I was like, what is that? I didn't know what a nonprofit was.
Yeah.
I definitely was not thinking of CEO because you think CEO business, I'm going to have to get an MBA. I don't want it. So
Yeah.
you don't think that. However, when we're talking about what we can do in our very communities, there are some extremely impactful nonprofits who are partnering with government and business and court systems and the like in very meaningful ways. And if we are able to get folks to recognize that you may not necessarily need to be president of the United States, you might not need to be an actual legislator, you might not need to work on the Hill, right? Being a legislative aide or being a foreign service officer. But there are spaces where you can enact change. I mean, look, I was at JOTF for 10 years, 3 of which I was CEO, and I passed and I drafted, argued, passed, implemented over 20 laws.
How
I'm not
amazing
an
is
attorney.
that? How is that?
Just being in community.
No, but I mean, like, how does that feel? How does that feel to know that you did that?
It's kind of cool. I mean, once you like,
It's gotta be
it's
really
once,
cool,
I mean,
Karen.
I never really get a chance to like sit in it.
Yeah.
So thank you for like making me like sit in it. But I think maybe I don't get a chance to sit in it because moment of vulnerability. Usually in the space of legislative advocacy, whether it is domestic or international, it is a space dominated by attorneys.
Yeah.
And many times I was challenged because I was not an attorney. Even though I was winning the arguments, even though I had better arguments than like prosecutors and judges, like chief judges, right? Really like pushing them to think about how our court systems and policies were just not working as intended, or maybe they were and it was still effed up.
Yeah.
Even in saying like I passed over 20 laws, right? I think there's still like this level of vulnerability, this level that like, I still feel like I need to go to law school. Even though I actually have lawyers and judges that are like, you would be an idiot to go into debt just to be able to say that you had a law degree.
Yeah. I mean, I learn as much from my students, I think, as they do in a classroom, right? I mean, my students are always teaching me, and I'm always mindful about the lessons that I'm learning. Sometimes they're warnings, but mostly they're lessons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And what I appreciate, being an academic gives you an opportunity to be a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
And so I learn from my students even when they graduate. And I've had I might cry. I mean, I've had like 15 years or so, more than 15 years to learn from you, Karen. And it's so exciting and inspiring to me to see you doing all of this incredible work and becoming the person I knew you were. I'm gonna cry.
You are not going to make
I'm gonna
me
cry. I'm gonna cry. But
You're
I mean,
not
I
gonna
love
do
seeing
it.
you in these spaces where you are your incredibly commanding, intelligent, confident, capable self. And this is what I love so much about my relationships with my students is their humanity. Each individually, this whole complete person that they don't even know that they are yet, right? Because we don't even know who we are when we're 20 or 21, right? But I think other people see things in us because I feel like I see these things in students. And so what excites me is seeing my students move into spaces where I feel like they were always meant to be.
Yeah. I am not going to cry. Do not cry, Karen. But those words, particularly coming from you, and being back on campus talking with you, full circle doesn't even give it justice. I think a lot of folks see where I am today, and will even, hear this conversation, remember my talk from a while ago, and won't realize or won't know that I had no clue that I would end up here.
Yeah.
And you, of course, get a special thank you. You, Professor Deckman, for not just like, pushing me when I was at Washington College to challenge myself. And you challenged me a lot, okay? Because I'm just saying, you challenged me a lot, Professor Reed, okay? It was good, but you challenged me a lot. You were like, not good enough, come back, do it again, okay? But challenging me really allowed me to step outside of my comfort zone. But the investment that you and many professors have in their students long after they're gone, and being able to, see the power that they saw in them years ago that they did not see and they may not still see. That's extremely encouraging. And it's especially encouraging for a little black girl from Baltimore City who never imagined that she was going to be a nonprofit CEO, right? Never imagined that she would be up in New York City, and definitely did not imagine that she would be back at Washington College.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.